All right. So you're looking to sell throughout Europe and you're wondering what are these different options? European Fulfillment Network, Pan EU, what is it? What has changed? It seems like things are constantly changing in that continent. So I brought somebody over from the other side of the pond to talk about that. So Jacob McCoy from Avask Accounting, thank you for joining us to chat about European Fulfillment Network and Pan EU.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kevin. I'm looking forward to discussing the differences.
So real quick, what is European Fulfillment Network? What is Pan EU for Amazon sellers? How does that affect them?
Yeah, so they've both changed quite a bit in recent times. So following Brexit, Pan-European and the European Fulfillment Network changed. So if we're talking about prior to Brexit, the European Fulfillment Network was you could store in one country within the EU. If we're talking about Amazon, you've got the main marketplaces, which are UK, Germany, France, Italy, and
Mhm.
Spain. You could store in one of those countries, but you could sell to all markets. So you only have goods stored in the UK, but you sell to all markets, and Amazon fulfill it from just that one country. So fulfill it from the UK, or it could be any of the other countries that were mentioned. But because of Brexit, they won't do that anymore because of the hard border that got introduced between the UK and the EU. So for the last year, well, just over a year and a bit, they haven't been fulfilling goods to the EU from the UK FBA. And Pan-European was a different program where you had to essentially get registered for VAT in every country where Amazon stored your products in Europe, and they would transfer your goods accordingly. So you would send a bulk shipment to Amazon UK, and if you've got Pan-European enabled, they would send it to all the other markets, plus additional warehouses that were in Poland and the Czech Republic. And the changes to Pan-European, again, similar situation. Brexit occurred and Amazon now don't transfer your goods between those two borders. So that's how it worked prior to Brexit. But now they have started to relaunch the European Fulfillment Network. So essentially, they are going to start fulfilling, or they have started fulfilling, cross the border again for B2C sales. So you now can store your goods in the UK and get Amazon to fulfill it to customers based in the EU, or store it in the EU and get Amazon to fulfill it to customers based in the UK, as long as inside their terms and conditions.
Is there any limits on how valuable the product can be?
Yes. So, well, not technically. It's just the way the VAT is collected depends on like the value of the sale. So if you're going from EU to UK, if it's below £135, then Amazon will deduct the VAT and they would be responsible for remitting it. So if it's EU to UK below 135, if it's UK to EU, it's 150 euros, same situation. If it's above those values, then the import tax is liable at the border and Amazon should pre-calculate it and collect it from the customer.
Got it. Got it. So it is something to keep in mind there. So, okay. So you can now be able to ship goods back and forth or fulfill goods from European Union to UK and vice versa. What about within the European Union?
Yeah, so within the European Union, you've got options. So, for example, you could just choose one country to store your goods in and then get Amazon to fulfill it to all other customers in the European Union directly from that one marketplace, or you've got the option for what's called Pan-European. Where I mentioned Pan-European before, it was you had to do all countries and Amazon would distribute goods to all countries. But now you enable inventory placement on the back end. So for example, as long as you've got two countries within inside the EU, you can elect or you can use Pan-European. So for example, you could have Germany and France. You have to make sure inventory placement is disabled in the other countries, and you do have to have an active listing on all markets. So it's not like you can only have listings on Germany and France and then only store in two countries and be eligible for Pan-European. You have to store there and then have listings available in all markets.
Got it. So it used to be in Pan-European where they would move inventory around, kind of like in the US, you ship to North Carolina, they move it to Texas and Michigan and California and everywhere else. In Europe, they will do that now, but just in the places basically you have a VAT number, correct?
Yeah, so places where you have a VAT number and you have to enable inventory placement. So on your settings in Amazon, you can tell them where you want the stock to go, providing you have the VAT number in that country. Yeah.
Got it. And you can still, even if you don't have a VAT number in, let's say Spain, you could still ship to customers in Spain from your stock that's in Germany or France, for example, if you were registered in those countries.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. But the value of it is that if you are registered in a country, your fulfillment fees will be less expensive. Is that correct?
Yeah, so Amazon have different fulfillment fees depending on how you're set up. If, for example, it's going from France to a customer in Spain, it's going cross a border, there'll be like a cross-border fulfillment fee, going to depend on size, weight of the product. And essentially, you're always going to have the lower fee when you have your products locally because you can get a local fulfillment fee. So I always talk to customers, and it's something that I tell them to keep on top of and review, because it might be the case that actually getting that additional VAT number at a certain point means they save money based on the volume of sales. So it's constantly something you want to keep on top of.
Awesome. Well, if somebody wanted to chat and learn more, where would they go?
Yeah, so if you wanted to chat with Avask, you can just visit avaskgroup.com. And there's loads of different contact information and inquiries mailboxes where you can reach out to one of the team here.
Awesome. We'll have a link to that down below. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Thanks, Kevin.